have something special. I am making this beauty. Now, she came from the Crafty Tech guy. That's where I got this sign. I am a sucker for pink and black is my combo. I love it so much. So I decided, you know what? The oval sign, like we need to put her on a grapevine. So what I did was I didn't have any black grapevines. And if you buy them from Michael's, they are really expensive. Oh my gosh. So I spray painted it. Spray paint works. You can do like a shimmery glitter. I add a little bit of like texturizing on this, but it's mainly just black. But we're not going to see a lot of that because we're going to be having, aside from our sign, I've got all sorts of goodies. So first of all, let's talk bow, because frankly, I build everything else around the bow. We have this luxurious deluxe ribbon. I believe you can get this line at places like Craft Outlet. I got this at the Craig Bachman sale, so I got this half off. Yay me! Loving this pink and black. So that's going to be our 4-inch. Then we're going to layer on. I've had this ribbon since last year, okay? I didn't use it last year, but this is some black with skulls and pink because I'm an emo girl at heart, okay? Absolute emo girl. I'm a little old for it. I don't care, all right? Angst has no age limits. And then I have this. Now, this is very pretty. This is pink with these like little black vines on it. Really elegant, very delicate, and it kind of like follows, you see like the little swirls and stuff in here, like the real delicate pattern on her face and the swirls down here. Kind of, it complements that. It's not the exact same, but it complements that. So we like that. And then I was going through a bin of stuff I had that I forgot I had. And I found this. Now, this is black with the pink stripe. And the black is flocked. So this is like a textured ribbon. So I love that. And the other one I'm going to add in is, this is one of the newer ribbons I got. This I got from Craft Outlet. This is a non-woven ribbon, but it's black. And it has like this shiny little black pattern on there. It's like black floral. It almost looks kind of like leather, but it's really, really pretty. I even bought this in a 2.5-inch, but I really like it. The wire is phenomenal. It keeps its shape. Mwah, chef's kiss. Love it. All right. So that's what we're doing for the ribbons. Let me move them all over to here so as I don't make too big of a mess. All right. And then let's talk florals. What am I putting in this gorgeous baby? Well, we shall see. What I'm going to put in here is, sorry, I'm trying to get my live chat up. Here we go. Deb, Pam, Linda, Robin, Lila, Angela. Yay! I'm so excited. Thank you for joining me tonight, guys. Hopefully you like what I'm putting together. Again, that's our sign. I saw this at Craft Outlet and I was like, oh yes. So I got 2 of these. I have, if it's pink and black, I'm going to have some 60919. I love this. Now, I just bought a bunch more of this at Craft Outlet. Has some of this right now. They had it in white and black, and then they had the pink and black. So run to Craft Outlet. And it was like really reasonably priced too. Super, super good deal. In case we need it, which I probably will, I had these from DecoExchange. These are black glitter leaves. Gorgeous. Might leave them together all as one piece for this time. So I'm not sure. I should have ordered more of these. I think I only ordered like 6. I should have ordered like 26. All right. And then I also have some black glitter eucalyptus. Ooh, spooky. But then the highlight, we're going to be mixing these pinks together. I like this one because you see how it gets a little lighter of the pink. It's darker, then it gets lighter. And that's kind of what these florals do in here as well, right? But I also wanted to have some more solids. So here we go. Because I'm not sure if I'm going to use, I don't think I'm going to use this one because it's got too much green. I really don't want to play up the green. I might even take out the green leaves. I just really want the florals, okay? So we're going to do that. Same with here. I don't think I'm going to use the leaves because I really wish they had some black leaf options. And then, as a little fun touch, we might go putting Mr. Pumpkin in here. I'm not sure. So you tell me, you guys let me know. You're the deciding factor. Should I put this pumpkin in here or should I just leave it strictly with her? So let me know. I'm going to let you guys tell me what we're going to do. All right. So let me get all of my crafting ASMR. It's really annoying, isn't it? Yes, I know. Okay. All right. So the first thing that I think I want to do here is attach this pretty lady onto here. Now, I have already taken the liberty of attaching this. So these are cable tie mounts. I took off the little waxed paper that comes over the sticky part, because the first time I did this, I didn't, because I was an idiot. So I put the E6000 on there, stuck it on there, and then it came off because it was on the paper and not on the actual cable tie mount. Guys, there were some times I questioned my life choices, and that was one of them. But while it's been drying, because it hasn't been on for 24 hours, I did go around it with some Gorilla Glue hot glue. Okay, so these are on there. I'm still not going to pull super, super tight, but I am secure in knowing that they're not going to fall off. Okay, so what I'm going to do, first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take, I've got 2 of these pipe cleaners, chenille stems if we're being fancy, and I'm just going to run it right through. Okay, sometimes you have to bend it a little bit so that it kind of comes out the other side. Here we go. And then just in the middle, I'm going to put it up like this and give it a little twist. Okay, a little twisty. Do the same thing down here on the bottom. Here we go. Put that on here. Bring it up and give it a twist just because I don't want it sliding around. Okay. Now it looks like it's got antenna. So all we have to do now is basically push these through the grapevine. Now this grapevine is not particularly dense, so it should be pretty easy, but I want to make sure I get this kind of centered well on here. So I'm gonna kind of go like that and that. This side is the one that I was a little worried about because I'm trying to do this. There we go. One-handed. All right. Pull this through. All right. It's going to go. Giving this a good couple of twists just to hold it in place. Now I'm going to go down and get the bottom one. I kind of think I might want to raise her up. I'm not sure. All right. So here I'm going to try to go through. Just poke it through. And they do make tools that if you're having trouble poking stuff through, that you can use these little tools and it'll actually take the wire and go through the grapevine for you. I have one of those, but I'm too stubborn to use it right now because I'm stubborn. All right, I'm gonna push her up a little bit. Okay, twisting, twisting, twisting. I want to tighten her up a little bit on the top. I don't feel like the top is like secure enough, so I want to make sure I've got her real good and on there. Sometimes you got to kind of wiggle it because there is that little backing that's on the, it's a raised back, so it's not flat. So kind of try to like nestle that into the grapevine a little bit so that it kind of feels flush. Here we go. Rolling this around. So now I'm just twisted the ends of the pipe cleaners together and I'm just going to snip and snip. Ooh, watch your eyes, everybody. Avert your eyes. All right, and I'm just going to push this right back into the sign, into the grapevine, okay? Find a spot where I can push it in. Push it in there. Just going to poke it right back in. No one's going to see it anyway. All right. She's looking good. Happy? Secure? Good. Okay. Now, this is where sometimes I flip-flop. Do I make the bow next or do I start putting in some of the greenery next? And I think I'm going to start putting in some of the greenery only because I hate running the risk of accidentally getting glue on my ribbons. So I'm going to try to do that first. So I've got, like I said, 4 of these. I should have ordered more. These are from DecoExchange. Next time they have a sale, I'm ordering more. And this was item number XS236302. At least I think that's where I got these from. Pretty sure. Pretty sure. But I've only got 4, so I have to make it work for 2 on the top and 2 on the bottom. So you'll see that the stem is back here, the leaves are on top here. Sometimes if it's black, I have to really make sure I see which way I'm putting it on so I don't put it on backwards. Nope. All right. So it'll kind of be like this, and then kind of like going down. So there's not a whole lot that I can really, I wish I could extend it a little further, but I can't. All right. But I don't necessarily need this much stem, so I'm going to cut off a couple of inches on all of them. I'm cutting off about 3 inches. Here we go. I apologize in advance. I'm working on a sneeze. I think I inhaled some glitter off of something. Okay, and I'm using my glue gun because glue pots scare me, and I don't do well with glue pots. I burn myself a lot. Okay, that's in there. That's pretty. It's coming up and down. I'm going to try to put this one, I'm going to kind of go in like right there. Do you see how they're kind of just overlapping a little bit? I don't want to be able to see that there's a difference, right? I want to be able to just kind of like have it be seamless. So I'm going to go in right about 3 inches above there. Okay. And I'm trying to make sure that when I'm putting the glue on, I don't want to glue over the stuff I've already got here. A little bit. There we go. I really wish I did have some more of this. I really, really, really do, but I don't. So I just want some of the leaves to kind of be poking out from the background. So now we get to go the bottom and do the same kind of thing. Now, the reason I'm able to leave kind of a big gap in between some of these here is I'm going to have a big, wide 4-inch bow. There we go. All right. And then I can also hit it with a little bit extra glue. Little extra glue just to make sure she's sitting in there good. I keep losing my comments, so I'm sorry. I'm going to keep popping over here and going back and hitting the live chat button. Here we go. Live chat. Live chat. Come on. There we go. Green Reeds. Hey, hey, hey. Marilyn and my aunt. Hello. Thank you for watching. That was quite the storm we were having earlier. It wasn't like so much thundering and lightning, but it was raining so hard. I was watching for like Noah and an ark to come going down the street. It was crazy up in here. Okay. Go up in here. There we go. And this is good because I'm going to have quite the wide bow going right through here. Okay, so we're good with that. The next thing I kind of want to think I'm going to layer in is, I think these, because I want this to be on top of it. I don't want this to be on top of that. I want this to be behind it because this is more of my focal greenery. And I know I call it greenery. It's not green. It's semantics. Who cares? Close enough. All right. I'm just going to trim all of these off. Now these are pushers. What that means is there's like little things on here. You can actually push some of this stuff up, right? So if you wanted to have a little bit more room for the stem, I can push some of that up, which I'm going to do. All right. I think is good. So I'm going to trim off. Got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I have another one of these as well. So this is just the first one. All right. Let's see if I'm going to need these or not. Yeah, I will. Okay, because I can push them up. They push up a little better once I actually get them cut off the bush. But this is just going to add some nice background color to everything. Oh God, I love pink and black. I'm sorry. I've been obsessed with that color combination for like ever. My daughters, my 12-year-old daughter's room, I painted it pink and black once she moved in there. I think she was like 2 at the time. This is looking nice. Going back, I probably should have put this on first, maybe instead of the glitter stuff, but I'm trying to kind of like put this around it. That is where I struggle. I got to tell you, the one thing I struggle most with this wreath maker is grapevines. Absolutely struggle. I don't know why. It's just, I don't know. Some of it does not come organically to me with knowing what to lay around there. Plus, like, don't get me started on, I don't know any of the names of the greenery. I should. It's kind of embarrassing that I don't, but I really don't. I don't know what some of this stuff is called. It's called stuff. Go. Okay. I can kind of push up. Take a little bit off there. A little off the top, huh? A little off the top. All right. Bringing that in. I like it. What I wish I'd had, honestly, it was like a lot of like black leaves like behind it, but I don't. I tried spray painting some today and it just didn't look right to me, so I didn't want to do that. So I didn't. We're gonna put this one. I feel like this one needs to kind of start going out to the side, even though there's gonna be a bush or a bow here. There we go. All right, let me get the other one. Here we go. Same thing. Rinse and repeat. Snip, snip. Let's push these up just initially so I can get it a good angle to snip these all off. All right. Spread them out. Ooh, pretty. I really like this. I am probably going to order some more of this. It's like I have a weekly craft outlet order going on now. Also, check out mbcrafts.com. There is a link in my bio. I have an affiliate link. I've got one for DecoExchange as well. All these awesome places where you can get super, super pretty goodies. Okay. This is a tall one, so I'm gonna put this one down toward the bottom. I'm gonna start at the bottom and work up. Oh gosh, no. Redo. My stem is too long. You know, genetics. All right, try to go in here. There's not a whole lot of coverage down here with the grapevine is a little sparse down there, so a little difficult. Here we go. I am trying to leave about 3 inches. Otherwise, sometimes it tends to poke through, and I don't want to have that happen. All right. Try to work my way up on the outside now. Pushing some of this up. Ugh. That doesn't want to push up anymore. This one's being a little stubborn. There we go. All right. Yeah, maybe I'll do this one on the inside. There we go. I'm not going to put too much there because you guys got to tell me now. Do you think I should nestle a pumpkin in here at the bottom or not? Let me know what you think. I'm torn. I can envision it both ways. But I like to make these kind of somewhat interactive. I wish that live chat button would be a little bit bigger. Marilyn, I am glad you like this. I'm super excited about this one. I've been dreaming about this one for a couple of weeks now, ever since I got the sign. And the sign, again, came from the Crafty Tech guy. I will be attending their Fright Fest at the farm coming up in the end of August. But I believe There may still be virtual tickets available, so go check that out to see if that is something that you can attend, because that seems like it's going to be super, super cool. And I'm in Chicago and it's up in Wisconsin, so I can actually like make it there. Oof, I just ate something. Ew, yuck. Stop eating the greenery, Linda. But it's delicious. I can't help it. Okay. Right in there. I think I want to kind of pull this last one kind of like right in here. So I got to push this up because I don't want it to be that long. I don't want it to be getting in there, but I want to make it feel like it's at least kind of coming to meet this other piece in terms of the length. So let's do that. All right. All right. Going in here. There. I'm going to hit it with a little extra glue just to make sure it stays. Okay. Okay. So now I've got this in here. This is looking all good. And you could have taken this black stuff apart. I just felt like it was already kind of positioned and layered enough where I could put it in as a full piece and it would work for what I wanted it to do. Okay. All right. The next thing, I think I'm going to do my bow next. I'm going to do my bow next because where the tails fall and everything kind of might determine where I put this, because I'm going to get 3 pieces out of each of these and I have 2 of them. So I've got 6 pieces of this to work with. All right. So let's bring over the bows. Hold on, let me clean up my mess first. Oof, boy, I'm gonna have glitter all over me tonight. It's gonna look like I just got off the pole. Woohoo! People would not pay to see me dance. They would pay to get me off the stage. All right, bringing over the bow maker. We have, ooh, here it comes, here it comes. Here's our bow maker. Move this over so I can scoot this over. This is the Easy Bows Design Pro Bow Maker. I have issues with my hands, my tendons, grabbing stuff. It gives me ouchie boo-boo. So I have to use a bow maker. And there's no shame in that because there isn't and there shouldn't be. And if anybody makes a comment that real bow makers only, do it by hand, well, then they're ableist, and that's BS. All right, here we go. We're going to start with our beautiful 4-inch. Let me take this out. I'm so excited to use this, guys. So excited to use it. Okay. I'm going to make sure you guys can see. I'm going to back up. Okay. I'll pull this over a little bit so you guys can kind of see. Here, scooch, scooch, scooch. There we go. Okay. If you'll notice, I'm not going to dovetail this. It's already folded up once. I'm going to fold it up again because this is beautiful. Double-sided. So we want to see that pattern behind there, right? We want to see that. And then sometimes what I'll do is if I want to make it stay, I add just a little tiny dab of glue right behind there, just very, very lightly, and then just kind of push down. And that'll kind of keep it from like bending forward, because sometimes after a while, after it's been bent like that, it'll kind of like want to like loosen up or like let's bend forward a little bit, and we don't want that. No, we don't. All right, so let's play with this, okay? I could put one tail like this and another tail like going down like this. So we've got our traditional wide bow with 2 tails coming down, or I can have one tail coming down and then a shorter tail kind of like going up. And I think that's what I want to do, because I don't want to have one of these where it's like because it's such wide ribbon to where it like flares out there, especially if I'm going to add the pumpkin, which I'm not sure I'm going to do. All right, so let's take a look. And I think I want to do this. All right, that is pretty. So let me gather this up. I'm going to pinch it. And I'm going to tell you that the length of it hanging down is 11 inches. So you should probably cut it at 13 inches and then bend it up an inch twice. So it's got an 11-inch tail. Yeah, maybe, you know what? Maybe, hold on. Maybe I want to be a little bit longer. Maybe a little bit longer. Yeah, okay, I'm going to go for 12. I can always, yeah, it's going to be 12 inches. It's 12 inches. All right, I'm putting it in the bow maker, and I'm going to pinch and twist over here on the left. So you can see This is the back side of the ribbon because it has the gorgeous black and white stripe. Now, the cool thing about this ribbon is if I wanted to, I could have used this side facing forward instead, but I kind of like the dots because I already have this potentially to use later as stripes, and I don't really want to repeat the stripe pattern. Okay, so I'm going to bring this over. Oh my gosh, I mean, just look at the wire on this. This deluxe D''Lux ribbon, that line, I've got multiple things from this. It's gorgeous. It's so pretty. Okay, I'm going to make an 8-inch loop. Let me hold this up. This is what I do sometimes. I want to hold it up. See, does that look too big? And then this would be an 8-inch loop on the other side. So how do I think? Do I think that would be too big? Potentially. I think I'm going to go smaller. I think I'm going to go 7. Or maybe 7.5. Okay, I'm going to go 7.5. I'm going to split the difference, doing 7.5. I don't want it to jut out and look weird and be like super, super wide. And I don't want it to go in and get over her face. Okay, we don't want that. All right, 7.5. Bringing this over. 7.5. Now, instead of coming down with my tail, I'm going to go up. I'm going to go up, and I'm going to want this to kind of finish at 9 inches. But because I need to fold it over twice, I'm going to cut it at 11 inches. Okay. Cutting at 11. And remember how then we folded it over once and folded it over twice. Okay. That is super, super awesome. I'm going to add a little tiny dab of glue. Baby glue. Baby bead right there. Okay. And then this is going to come up. Okay. So what you are basically making is a cross. Okay. 7.5-inch loop on either side. All right, let me move this behind me so I have some more room to work. This is what that first layer looks like, okay? So imagine it's going to kind of be like that, except there won't be a ribbon board in front of her face. We hope. Okay, now the next ribbon that I'm going to go with is going to be this vine ribbon. Now this one I will end up dovetailing. I've never used this ribbon. I've used 1.5-inch version of it in white with black vines, and it was gorgeous. All right, now I'm gonna dovetail it. Dovetailing is taking the 2 wired edges and putting them together, and then see up at the top, and then I cut angled from the inside toward the outside at an angle, and it creates a very pretty dovetail shape. Okay, keeps it from fraying. Looks nice and polished. I'm gonna bring this over. Now I'm going to want this to kind of, the tail to hit above where my little bend is there. So that means that this tail is hitting at, it's probably about 13 inches. This one's kind of hitting like about 11.5. Okay. All right. So now I'm going to pull this down. Now this was a 7.5-inch loop. I'm going to go over here now and make a 7-inch loop. Okay, I come in a 1/2 inch and I pinch and twist. So now I'm looking at the back side of the ribbon over on the left. I'm going to bring this back over, make her a 7.5-inch loop on this side, or 7-inch loop on this side. 7 and 7. That's why I like having the bow making tool. I can just line it right up. And then this is going to come, I'm going to cut this out at a little past 8. Okay. And then I'm going to dovetail it, which is going to take about a 1/2 inch off. And then that end is going to go up. Okay. So now how I like to do it is that loop is going to go between that tail and that loop. That tail is going to go there, and this is going to go here. Nothing's directly covering that loop above it. It's just going in that void space. We're trying to fill the void space as we are going around. Now we're going to move on to our super pretty skulls. Love me some skeletons, man. Here we go. Here we go. I'm getting to see my favorite emo band. In September, I'm going to see My Chemical Romance, which makes me so happy. Okay, I'm putting this on here. And just for reference, Craft Outlet RGF1303J6. Okay. Now, this is directional ribbon, so this is going to be a little bit trickier, okay? So I'm going to start off by dovetailing this, okay? Because this pattern is up and down, I cannot start down here. Otherwise, he's going to be upside down. He's going to not be happy. I have to start up the top, okay? So, but because I started over here the last time, I'm going to start over here this time, but it's going to carry over as a diagonal. So I start up here on the upper left, okay? Now I'm putting this in here. If that hit at 7.5, this one's going to hit at 7, okay? Oops, I missed getting my wire. Here we go. There we go. Okay, now I'm going to pinch and twist. Aha, there we go. Okay, that was a 7-inch. Now I'm going to do a 6.5 inch. Okay, 6.5 inch. Pinching and twisting on the left-hand side. So I'm looking at the back side of the ribbon. And then we have to do a little finagling too. I'll show you what we're going to do. Okay, lining it up. This is 6.5. Okay, bringing this down. Now what I like to do is just basically kind of like pull it down. I'm going to trim it even with the other ribbon, okay? Because now when I dovetail it, it's going to make it shorter. Okay, see how that's shorter? There we go. Okay, so now we've got our tail is going to be up. That loop is up. That tail is down. But do you see? If you look at him, he is upside down. How on earth are we going to fix that? Well, my friends, the solution is super easy. We are going to grab this loop. We're going to pinch it as close to the center here as we can. Pinchy, pinchy, like you're grabbing somebody's butt cheek. And then just twist the whole loop. You just turn the whole loop. And now everybody's facing the right way. Nobody's going to get car sick and puke in the back of your car, right? Nobody's upside down. Everybody's happy. Perfect. All right. Moving on now to our next layer. We have our choice between this one and the black. I already have a mainly black pattern, so I think I want to do this one next. And then this one has a very nice delicate pattern, so I'm going to finish off with that one. Okay. I did grab a 7/8, but I decided against using it. I also did have this one as well. I could have used this, but I don't know. I don't know. Something about like the frayed edge on here. Well, maybe. Maybe. I don't know. I really don't know. Okay, tell which one should I use? The one with the frayed edge or the one with the stripes? I need an opinion. I can't make up my mind here. Stripes. The non-woven ribbon, Marilyn, this I got from Craft Outlet. If just search for, what is it called on the back? I don't know what it's called, but the skew, and this only comes in 50-yard spools, but this was NR 500502. It's 100% polypropylene, which sounds like something you don't want to ingest, but I guess it's okay in a ribbon. I don't know. Which one do you guys, you like the frayed? Okay, I got 2 people saying frayed. I'm afraid the stripe one's not going to work. Ah, what a bump. Thank you. Next show's at 10. Try the veal. All right. Here we go. We're going frayed. Well, then maybe I do want the black next. I don't know. What do you guys think? Black next or pink next? You guys help me decide. This is a group effort. Group effort. Pink next or black next? There'd be the pink. And then let me layer them over. We can take a look. Then it would be the black. Yeah, you know what? I kind of like that. I don't want to hide that. That's a really pretty pattern. Okay, we're going frayed. Here we go. Woo! Starting from left, going over to right. Pulling it so I've got about an inch difference in height between that one before it. Okay. And then if this was a 6.5 inch loop, this one's going to be I'm going to do 5.5 inch. I usually will jump in a whole inch when I decide to switch over from 2.5 to 1.5. Okay, so that was 5.5. Now I'm going 5.5 over here. Okay, and then this tail is going to come up. I'm going to cut it even with the black one, a little shorter, and then dovetail that puppy. Oh, there we go. All right. Okay, I like the frayed. I like the frayed. It adds some more texture that I think was really nice. The problem is I got so many pretty pink and black ribbons, I don't know which ones to use. I love them all. It's like having to pick a favorite child, which I can do. I love you, Sarah. I only say that because my other kid is upstairs with a complete headset on and she can't hear me. I'm kidding. I love them all. They all are beautiful in their own way. All right, here we go. 1 inch, pinch and twist. And I also only say that because my son is not on Facebook, so he would never see this anyway. Oh, okay. Now, I mean, this ribbon, you got to really be careful because the front and the back kind of look very similar, but on the back, it's just a lot flatter than it is on the front, okay? So this loop, if this was 5.5, I'm going to do this loop at, I think, 5, because anything less than that, when I get it in there and I get it all tied together and twisted, it starts looking a little too sucked in, and we don't want that. Okay. Plus, sometimes I will put a floral in the middle of my bow, so I don't want to have my loops looking weird there. Okay, so we had 5 inches there, 5 inches here. Okay, and then this one's going to come up. I really do like this ribbon. And they have this ribbon in multiple colors. I've seen it in pink. I think it's in my cart to order it in pink. But the price is extremely reasonable too. For 50 yards, you really do get a lot. All right. I'm going to move this behind me. And now I am going to grab, I like to tighten all my bows with a zip tie. So I've got a zip tie here, and then I have a chenille stem that I'm going to use to fasten it onto the wreath. So here we go. I'm going to pick it up. I'm going to scooch it up from the bottom a little bit, get my hand under there, push down from the top as I pull up from the bottom. My saying is, it's like a BLT sandwich, and you don't want to lose any of your layers. Stick this, boop, right under my finger real quick. Zip tie goes right between my fingers, underneath my thumb. Slight movements coming from back around. Now I'm going to pull it tight, but I'm not going to like choke the life out of it yet, okay? Just enough where nothing's going to move, okay? Now I want to adjust everything. I don't want to pull it super tight until I like where everything is at. All right. Down, down. Black goes over the top. Here we go. That comes up, side, side. It's up that way. That's up this way. This one's down. This one's up. Okay, let me move this for a second. I have to put this down to do it. Sorry. I'm not very coordinated physically, so yeah. I need both my hands. Oh my gosh, I am in love with this bow. I think I just got to make one for myself just for fun. You know what? I would love it if I could just put these bows just on my car. Maybe I'll put one and I'll just attach it to the front of my car and just drive around like that. The Bowmobile. Na wreath maker. Okay, now I'm going to pull it super tight. Okay, snip that off. We are going to go twisting this like that and that. Okay. Poke this through. Let's hold this up. Where are we going to put this? I don't want it right in the center. I want to go a little higher than up. Little up because I want to angle it a little bit. I've decided I don't want to do the pumpkin. I know that was kind of up for debate at some point, but I've changed my mind. I just think it would get in the way of the tails too much. Okay. right? Come on. I know you guys are looking at the back of my head. You're like, I don't want to see your head, Linda. My hair is gray. It's getting fixed by Lindsay tomorrow. All right. Go back around here. I'm gonna twist my chenille stems together into one piece. I'm doing the exact same thing that I did with the sign. I'm twisting it all together. Okay. Now I'm going to snip a little bit to make sure it's even. And then I just poke it right back into a spot in the wreath. Right in there. Okay, or maybe up. There we go. Okay. There we go. Oh, she is a beauty. Turning out exactly how I wanted her to. Loving it. Okay, and now I can kind of start playing with, this is my greenery. Okay, you know what I have to do really quick? I have to check the battery on my phone. Okay, I'm still all right. Not in the red yet. I forgot to plug my phone in. What is it with me doing that lately? All right, I'm just going to pull these apart. They're going to go into 3 different pieces. Now, yeah, sometimes I'll take one of the wires, just kind of like try to wrap it around them a little bit just to kind of keep everything together. I do have a pick machine though. So if I wanted to, I could put a pick on these and put it in the grapevine. But I think it's airy enough in there that I think we'll be fine. I'm not too worried. You can also wrap additional floral tape around this too. Okay. I'll take this one, kind of wrap it around, just so I make sure it's all good. All right. I'm going to cut the rest of these off. All right. All right. And then this one, I'll leave on the stem, but cut it down here. What we want to do, we don't want to put it in just like this, okay? Because I'm going to show you a comparison. Let's spread this all out, okay? I'm going to spread it out. God, I'm in love with this. Oh, here we go. Let it air out its pits, right? Like you know when you get home and you take off your bra and you're like, oh, I can breathe. That's what this wants to feel like it's doing. It wants to breathe. Because like, look at the difference between this and this, right? Big difference. Let's spread these out as well. All right. Hoo, hoo, hoo. And the beads always need to like stay at the top, okay? Because that's what we want to see. Right. Super, super. Okay, this is the big one. So I'm going to probably do this one first. And I think I'm going to bring that out here because I'm trying to extend this out as much as I can. So let's bring Mr. Glue Gun back. Mr. Glue Gun. All right, we're going to go right in here. Get on in there, buddy-o. Get in there more. Oh, there we go. Yeah. There we go. All right. All right. Now I have this one. Probably want to put kind of like right there. Super pretty. And then I want to put one where it's kind of poking out of there. So this is going to be going on the side. I should make sure you guys can see what I'm doing. I know my head is in the way half the time. I'm sorry. If I could do this headless, I would, but I can't. All right. Not even have to use all those florals. I mean, it almost looks pretty enough just like this, but no, we're gonna do more. All right, now I'm gonna do the same thing again with the other piece. Okay, go. Let's spread it out. Now, sometimes on these pieces, you get these long things that kind of stick out of the very top piece. I like to just wrap my finger around it. Otherwise, it looks like it might accidentally poke somebody in the nose. Wrap that just like that. Just a little curl. Just a little curl is all it takes. Right. All right. I'm just going to stick this one in now. I'm going to go on the bottom, just like I did up at the top. Okay. Loving this. Here we go. All right. All that together. Bring this out. Next piece is going to come down here. So it's going to go up. But I'm very careful now. I got to watch my ribbons. Watch my ribbons. We don't want to hurt our ribbons. No, we don't. There we go. All right, and then the last one is going to come out right there. If I had any extra or another piece, if I wanted to, I could put some in here. But frankly, I think we're going to have florals in there, so I think we'll be fine. All right. Snip that so it's even. Spread it out nice and good. I almost forgot to spread out my florals, guys. What am I doing? What am I doing? All right. This. Here we go. All right. Now let's come back in from the side here. We're going to go. Well, it doesn't want to go where I'm trying to put it. There we go. I don't like it. It's not working. It's, ooh, I just got dive bombed by a fly. What the heck? I'm going to put a pick on this one, guys, because shoe fly, don't bother me. I'm on a live. Shoe fly, don't bother me. All right. This might help it actually just go in. See, I put that little sharp pick on there. I think because I already had put some stuff in where I wanted to put it in, and it already had glue, and the glue was dried, so I was trying to poke it through dried glue, which is sometimes not convenient. This one is being a real son of a gun. I don't like that either. Lordy. Where can I go? All right. I'm going to try this once more. I'm going to cut this down a little bit. I cut it on an angle so it still stays sharp. Now, you know what? There we go. I should have wrapped some floral tape around this, to be honest. I didn't have any. I'm out. Sounds like a trip to Michael's is in my future. Get in there. No. Not liking it. And the pick came out. Okay, that's probably for the best. I'm going to cut this off. See, guys, this is not an unanticipated issue. This is showing how to problem solve on the fly. Is that what we're calling it? Yeah. Here we go. Winding it together. I'm going to try this once more. All right. We're going to get it in. It's the last thing I do. And it might be, because this is starting to really tick me off. You know, there are just some days where I question why I do what I do. This is one of them days. This is one of them days. Why will it not go anywhere in there? I'm going to have to kind of go in from the front and angle it in. Here. Snap that off. Glue the crap out of it. When all else fails, glue the shit out of it. Yay, success, finally. Okay, 10 minutes later. Sorry about that. Here we go. Pull this all out so we can see it. There. Mix it in there. There we go. Holy cow. Guys, the struggle is real. That was real. All right. I don't think I'm going to end up needing this black eucalyptus. I think I'm good. I think I'm good. All right. But we are going to use these. I'm going to start with these. Now, these came from Ashland. They were $9.99. But we don't pay $9.99, do we? No, we don't. All right. I'm going to strip off the leaves because, all right. But I'm saving these leaves because save everything. Save everything. You have no idea what you can use this for. Lots of different things. All right. So let's try to kind of figure out where we're going to start with some of this and how much. Okay, I don't need it this long. Don't need it this long. Also, you might want to cut off some of these extra little leaf things. These are going to be my main florals, and then I'm going to put those other roses in as kind of almost like filler roses, but I'm going to bend this a little bit so it comes toward me. Now I'm going to go push this in here. And there we go. I love that. How I like to do this when I do florals like this is I like to kind of put one in at the top and then one at the bottom. That way I'm kind of pacing myself so I don't put a whole bunch in at the top and then I run out before I get to the bottom, right? So I'm kind of just like, Mr. Fly, you need to go. Mr. Fly, you need to go. You need to go. Thank you. All right, adding a little extra glue once I got her in there. She's happy there. She's all good. She's safe, secure. Nice. All right. Let me see. Now I got, this one's a bit of a smaller one. So I think maybe kind of like somewhere over here. Oh. Okay, I like that. I like that. Sorry. That was like my Edith bunker. Oh, Archie. There we go. I kind of like just kind of tucking that right in there. All right. I've got two more large blooms. This one I'm going to, see when I cut it off, I'm trying to leave that little plastic nub on there just in case I need it for anything. Okay. I think I want to have one coming out here. So let's do that. Is that not, that's not going to be long enough. Now, let's try to get something in here. But off to the side, because I don't want it looking matchy-matchy with above. Okay, so like a little bit off to the side. All right. Then put a little glitter leaf over it so we don't really see it. And there we go. I like it. Yeah, maybe that way. All right, there we go. All right, there we go. All right, last biggie we've got here. I want this one to come out from the side, so I'm going to cut that kind of long. I have this one left again. I don't want to use it because of the green. So this one I kind of want to have maybe kind of come out from like up there. And I want to snip these off right here and right here. I want to go double check. Let me check my power. Checking my power. I think I'll be all right. The only reason I can't plug it in is because I have a microphone USB thing. It's going into the lightning jack. So here we go. All right. There we go. All righty. Save these leaves and we'll put those over there. Now we're going to move on to these gorgeous ones. So I'm going to kind of push these down. Let's start popping in some of these. I don't think we need a whole lot, but definitely more than we still need more florals than what we've got here. It's kind of smaller, so I wonder if I could put this like, yeah, that works. I'm going to be careful to pull the ribbon aside so I don't get any glue on my beautiful ribbon. All right, there we go. All right, get a nice long one here. I want to put one in the side of this wreath right over here, where I was struggling before, but this is one single tiny stem, so this should be a lot easier to get in there than the other stuff I was fighting with before. Going further, 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 further. And a little further. All right. Because again, I don't really want to see that green. I can avoid it. Let's go a little further. A little further. All right. And I'm going to add a little extra glue back here where I was. Just to make sure she's in there. She is happy. Everything is good. Life is good. All right. We're going to go up here now. Perfect. Do-do-do. This one is going to be hard for me to sell. I'm going to tell you right now, this one will make me cry to pack it up and part with it because I love hot pink. Go. Adding a little extra glue in the back for support. There we go. All right. I feel like over here, we need to bring some of this up. There we go. I just need to bring some of that up and into here. Yeah. Mama like it. Mama like it. All right. Let me ask you guys, I'm pulling this off. Do you think, no, that's too much. That's too much. No, too much, too much. Too much. Because we already have a lot of florals in here. Yeah. I think that'd be too much. Okay, so I'm going to put that head back on. I got to check my comments and see what you guys are saying. I wish this stayed up for me on my iPad. Live chat. Marilyn, I'm glad you like it. Sandra, hello. Thank you so much for watching. And Rosemary, thank you too. It means so much to me that you guys actually want to spend your Wednesday evening with me. I feel like one of those people on an airline flight. We know you have a choice of various airlines, and we appreciate you flying with Sweet Aria Decor Air. Yeah, I'm not an airline, that's for sure. But I tell you, if I were an airline, I wouldn't charge you for suitcase fees. I'm going to Wreath Makers Live and I have to I'm taking a suitcase inside a suitcase inside a suitcase because they have vendors there and we shop there. So I have to bring all this stuff home. So I'm probably going to end up paying like $100 and some in suitcase fee, but you know, it is what it is. You want to pull this one out a little bit. There. Okay. Now I feel like we were kind of neglecting under here. So let me grab a real tall one because I want to see where we need this guy to go. Because he may have kind of a long way to travel if I want to see him here. So yeah. Oh my gosh, hold on. First of all, let me add a little dab of glue because I don't want him coming off. I'm going to glue his head on. There we go. And now I'm going to glue this one on. Lots of glue. All right. I feel like I'm inserting things into places I shouldn't be. Now, come up a little further. All right. Where did he go in? I need to add some extra glue in there. Oh, and of course I run out of glue right now. Of course I do. There we go. All right, let me go back. I'm going to hit it with a little bit more glue just to make sure that it is really secure and safe in there. Because it's on the bottom and gravity and all that stuff. We all know how gravity likes to pull things down. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Yeah, not a fan. Things are not where they used to be before. All right. I want to add more roses up to the top. Oh gosh. Kind of missed the wreath. It's kind of coming down. There we go. That was going that way. I'll come that way a little bit. Right. I'm going to move that up and I'm going to put another one in here. Mm. Go a little further. There we go. There we go. We hit that with extra glue. Where'd she go? How'd she go in? Where'd she go? Where'd she go? There she go. Doop doop doop. All right. Uh-oh. That thing came out. Knocked one of these out. Never fear. Hot glue is here. There we go. Right back in. Okay. Looking good with the florals there. Looking good down here. I think maybe just one more kind of right down here. Okay. Just to kind of see, like, yeah, I think so. All right. Almost done, guys. Almost done. And then I'll take her off. And I'll take her out for a spin. We can give her a once over. All right. I do have 3 left, but I also don't want to poke in too much, but I want to push her back a little bit and kind of like take a look and see what I think. Get some more here. I'm gonna pull some of this down. Oh, there we go. Yep, that's what I wanted. A little bit right in there. Perfect. Now see if I can do the same thing kind of here with this. Bring that up a little bit. There we go. I like that. I think she is good, my friend. Okay. I'm going to stop for the night because sometimes I overdo it and I go too far and then it's too much. Oh, you know what? Hold on. I lied. Only because I don't like that I can still see so much. I'm going to go right here. There. Because then it kind of like, see how the florals kind of come down and then they kind of catch it right here. But then that means I always do this. I always say I'm done and then I'm like, no. It's like when I'm eating Skittles and I'm going to put away the big giant like 5-pound bag that I just bought. Don't tell my doctor. Shh. Yeah. But my aunt did get me, she found me sugar-free Hershey bars. So I have a couple, every once in a while I have like, 1 or 2 of those and that just, it hits the spot and it's actually pretty good. It hasn't given me diarrhea yet, so we're okay. Guys, remember when they had those Oleo chips? They're called Oh Wow chips or something like that. Yeah, I remember that. That was not a fun time for America. No. Oh, Lestra, that's what it was. Okay, so let's take a look. I have 1 flower left. And honestly, it's going to bug me if I don't just stick it in somewhere. All right. So let me cut it off. All right. Let's just play with it. Like, where could I potentially put this? Got stuff there. I don't want to put another one there. I've already got stuff there. That's there. The only kind of place I was thinking was maybe adding to the height up there, but no. Just stop while you're ahead, Linda. Just stop. The only other place I could potentially see is maybe right down here. Yeah. There, because that one you kind of really can't see so well. You see a touch of it, but not a lot. But then as I go through, I'm going to take my ribbons now and I'm going to curl these with my hands. Take your fingers down the wires. I'm going to curl all these under really pretty. Okay, same kind of up at the top. Run your fingers along, working the wire. Work it, own it. Ooh, there we go, pretty girl. Okay. Here is our finished, I'm going to call her the pink lady. I absolutely love this one. So let's go through this. This was an 18-inch oval grapevine wreath that I think I got from DecoExchange. I spray painted it black. This is a sign from the Crafty Tech guy. These are florals that came from these pink florals. The roses were from Craft Outlet, and I think these came from Michael's. They were the Ashland brand. I think they were like 5 or 6 on a bush for $9.99. The black leaves came from DecoExchange. The black and pink plastic greenery came from Craft Outlet. This black with the beads and the paper flowers, that is 60919 that I got from Craft Outlet. And then this is a deluxe ribbon from, you can check Craft Outlet. I think I also got this pink with the black vines. I think that one came from DecoExchange. And then I think this one and then these 2 you can all get from Craft Outlet. Go check that out there. All right, I'm going to have this listed at sweetariadecor.com. That is where I have all of my items listed. And then I have this backed up to my Tube of You channel, YouTube, because everything gets kicked off of Facebook after like 30 days. So I have a whole library of videos out there. If you ever want to just have something going in the background, go play one of those, right? Different, I've got centerpieces, bows, lots of wreaths, swags, all that kind of stuff out there for you guys, because I love to teach crafting. Crafting is therapy. My motto is make pretty from pain. I think we've all been there. We've all had loss. So we take that inner pain, we use it to craft, which gives us back control in our lives, which is something that sometimes in situations we can lose. And getting back that control is all the difference in the world. So I hope you guys enjoyed this tonight. Thank you so much, everybody. Have a wonderful night. Bye-bye.
Thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, please like and subscribe to my channel. You can follow me all over social media, and you can shop my store at sweetariadecor.com.